Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of FFB from the 50, where we tackle every issue from both sides of the field, brought to you by JDP Media. I'm your host, Dan Amsler. Week 8 is in the books. Yesterday was the NFL trade deadline. There's been a lot of moving and shaking, news, notes, and injuries that you need to know about moving forward into Week 9. Starting with Cooper Kupp. Sean McVay has apologized for leaving Cooper Kupp in during garbage time against the San Francisco 49ers this week. On one of the final plays of the game for the Rams, Cooper Kupp sustained an ankle injury. It looks like they dodged a bullet. It looks like it is a minor injury, and Cooper Kupp should be able to play in Week 9. If you have him on your team, go ahead and grab Allen Robinson or Van Jefferson, who was just activated to have an insurance policy. Another injury was to Gus Edwards, who sustained a hamstring strain. This is also deemed to be minor, but if you have Kenyon Drake available in your leagues, you may want to go out and grab him to make sure you have an insurance policy for him. Mark Andrews was already dealing with a knee injury. Unfortunately, he also sustained a shoulder injury that forced him out of the game. Isaiah Likely came in and played very well against the Tampa Bay Bucks. Lamar Jackson and Isaiah Likely connected on a touchdown pass and several yards. If you have a chance to go out and grab Isaiah Likely, I would do so if you're a Mark Andrews owner. Even if you're not, I believe Isaiah Likely has standalone value moving forward. He is definitely worth a waiver claim. Irv Smith Jr. is placed on the IR for the Minnesota Vikings. Looks like he is scheduled to miss 8 to 10 weeks with a high ankle sprain. And that is a perfect segue to get into some of the trades that were made. The first notable trade, TJ Hawkinson was traded in division. The Detroit Lions shipped him over to the Minnesota Vikings. If you have TJ Hawkinson, his floor is no lower than what it has already been for Detroit, but his ceiling is now much higher. I happen to have a share of TJ Hawkinson, and I am really excited to see what he can do. So TJ Hawkinson traded to the Minnesota Vikings. This is not a downgrade for him in the least. I expect his target share to go up. This does not hurt Justin Jefferson. It could actually hurt Adam Thielen and KJ Osborne. So if you are an Adam Thielen or KJ Osborne owner, I'd be checking out what happens in the next game or two very carefully. Chase Claypool was dealt from the Pittsburgh Steelers to the Chicago Bears. The Bears in exchange for some draft picks. If you are a Deontay Johnson owner or a George Pickens owner, this is great news for you. It is one less mouth to feed in Pittsburgh. You should see an uptick in targets and yardage for those two wide receivers. For the Chicago Bears, it's an upgrade for Justin Fields, who has been playing better as of late. Getting him another solid receiver is a fantastic thing for Justin Fields owner. Chase Edmonds was traded from the Miami Dolphins over to the Denver Broncos as a part of the Bradley Chubb trade. If you have Chase Edmonds, hold on to him. We already know that Denver Broncos are dealing with some issues in their backfield. Melvin Gordon has had an issue holding on to the ball this season. Mike Boone has been placed on the IR. And Latavius Murray has not looked as spry as he looked earlier this season for the Saints before the trade. Jeff Wilson was traded from the San Francisco 49ers over to Miami to fill that void left by Chase Edmonds' departure. Raheem Mostert has gained the advantage in that backfield, but Raheem Mostert has not shown the ability to stay healthy for a full season, so that trade makes sense. If you have been holding on to Elijah Mitchell, this is probably a sign that he is probably going to return soon after the Week 9 bye for the San Francisco 49ers. Obviously, the trade for Christian McCaffrey made Jeff Wilson expendable. In kind of a shocking move, Calvin Ridley was traded from the Atlanta Falcons to the Jacksonville Jaguars. That really does not have any impact on this season, but shows the Jacksonville Jaguars are committed to providing weapons for Trevor Lawrence. Nyheim Hines and Zach Moss trade teams, with Hines heading to Buffalo, while Zach Moss has moved over to the Indianapolis Colts. This does nothing for me as far as Zach Moss goes, but Nyheim Hines' value, in my opinion, does go up. He is now tied to a more explosive offense with a quarterback that likes to pass the ball. Nyheim Hines was not much of a running back. He was more of that pass catching specialist. So that actually works out well in his favor. I would expect to see an uptick in points for Nyheim Hines moving forward. A couple notable trades that did not happen. Brandon Cooks is still a part of the Houston Texans. There were a lot of rumors stating that he was going to be traded, but he has remained. Cam Akers is still a part of the Los Angeles Rams. He has been unhappy with them and is demanding a trade. Um, that did not happen, so it'll be interesting to see if they activate him. I know the last couple of games he has been declared inactive. If you are a Kyron Williams fan, it might be time to go out and grab him. He should be coming off the IR and has entered the 21-day eligibility window to be reactivated for the Rams. It is possible at this point that Cam Akers may actually get released. Kareem Hunt was another running back that was rumored to be traded. He is still a part of the Cleveland Browns. As a Kareem Hunt owner, I was actually hoping he would get traded. He's just buried behind the depth chart behind Nick Chubb, so I was really hoping to see him get moved. And Elijah Moore, despite his demands to be traded away from the Jets, is still with them. Another interesting trade rumor was around Kenny Golladay, who has not played much this season or has not been healthy and has not been productive while he's been on the field for the New York Giants. He is still with them. He is another possible candidate to get released. I'm sure there's contractual obligations that are preventing that from happening yet to this point. All right, folks, that's it for this episode. We're going to come back and produce 2 episodes every single week. We're going to come back later in the week and produce one just on the injuries that you need to know going into the next football week. So, in this case, into week 9. Go down to the comment section. Let me know if you want that as a series of shorts where we just focus on one player and do short, quick videos, or if you want one video that has all the players on there. If you could, let me know what you'd prefer. Also, go down to the comment section. Let me know what you think about these trades. Whose stock is up from these trades? Whose stock is down? Whose stock wasn't really affected at all? Go out and let me know what you think about the guys who didn't get traded. Some of the reasons behind that. Why they are still with the teams that they are with. If you have any sleepers or anybody on the depth charts that were buried that now could possibly rise to the top because of these trades, go down there and let me know. Be a part of this. Also, I want to continue doing the fantasy fireside chats, but in order to do that, I need guests on the show to talk fantasy football or college football with me. If that sounds appealing to you, reach out and let me know. I would love to get you on the show with me. All right, folks, that's it. Until next time, see ya.